Hi there everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in recent discourse around Battlefield 6, I've seen it being stated that Battlefield 6 will only be on the newest generation of consoles. Now this isn't to chuck shade at any of those creators proposing that theory, as I think it's most likely they've just forgot or haven't seen what I'm about to explain that shows why this actually isn't the case. Before we jump into it though, if you do enjoy, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We do everything Battlefield on this channel, so if you're a Battlefield fan, this is the place for you. So I think there's a few reasons why the next Battlefield won't be exclusive to the next generation of consoles, but the most obvious being, and I covered this before in a previous video, is that Tom Henderson outright said that Battlefield 6 will be on the current generation of consoles in a tweet. And this is what he said: the next Battlefield title will be on both current generation and next generation consoles, with a small amount of people working on a feature limited version for the current generation. This could explain why Battlefield 5 support has ended. It's heads down time for the next title. Different versions are required because of the technology difference between current and next gen consoles. But at the moment I have no detail on what exactly the feature limited version entails. We'll update when info comes. So, for those who don't know who Tom Henderson is, he is a popular leaker who has shown to be very credible when it comes to leaks, especially around the Call of Duty franchise, but also Battlefield. Now yes, some could argue that this isn't from the horse's mouth per se, that being kind of EA or DICE spokesperson. However, as previously mentioned, Tom Henderson has been right in the past many a time. And the matter of fact is, it's the most solid information we have regarding Battlefield 6 right now and its development on consoles. Whereas to the best of my knowledge, everything else is truly speculation or people's opinions on why Battlefield 6 will be limited to the next generation of consoles rather than anything based in fact. Having said that, moving a bit more over to opinion piece, I don't see why logically EA and DICE would make the title limited only to the next generation of consoles, excluding PS4 and Xbox One owners. I mean, for one, it's a bad business move. I'm no game developer, but I imagine the large costs of developing a game come from writing the story, developing the maps and weapons, the coding, and probably a few other things I've missed. Yet I wouldn't say, at least in comparison to the main cost of developing a game, the cost of simply making a downgraded replica of almost the same game are that large, or at least I can't imagine that large. And this means it would make sense for EA as a business to incur those smaller costs of transferring a downgraded version of Battlefield 6 to the current generation of consoles, as whilst doing this they'll be opening up their game to a considerably larger market, as by this time next year I reckon there will be still plenty of players on PS4s and Xbox Ones, especially now considering the backwards compatibility feature of the consoles, meaning people will still be able to play with their friends who have moved on to the next generation of consoles and talk to them in party chat and the like without being excluded. In addition, it makes good gameplay sense for Battlefield. We all know player counts on Battlefield are at an all-time low at the moment, even if they don't publish the official numbers. So further splitting that already limited player base by excluding current generation console owners from getting the next title would be ludicrous. And not only would this be awful for gameplay, like in Battlefield 5 at the moment, where lobbies are rarely balanced, empty after a few games typically, and for certain game modes, lobbies are just sparse and far and few in between. It'd also be a bad business move, back to the previous point. I mean, why would they limit their already limited customer pool? Not even to mention the potential, public relations backlash from excluding fans that don't have the money for the next generation consoles. Now, I do get the sentiment why it'd be good for DICE to purely focus on developing Battlefield 6, I do. I mean, they could truly make a next generation game, that's the argument, without any distractions. But I ask, why can't we expect both? A great title on both consoles. I mean, we expect it of Treyarch to do it with the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War title coming out, along with a whole host of other developers of upcoming games. So, why not DICE? Now, what I usually hear is that while they've already really struggled to launch Battlefield games in a good state, when they only have one generation of consoles to deal with, and we shouldn't expect, too much of them. Or Battlefield 4 launched on PS4 and PS3 back in the day, and that had a ton of bugs on launch. Basically, people are really hedging their bets, hoping DICE and EA will focus on one generation of consoles in the hope that they are less likely to screw it up, let's face it. But I would argue this is really a spiral of decline for a developer and a franchise, as soon as you expect less of them compared to their competitors. We need DICE to deliver on both generations of consoles, not only for a great gaming experience for all players, but for DICE and Battlefield to stay competitive as a developer and franchise respectively. After all, people will move to other games, the services, player count and community feeling around those other titles are better. So overall then, I think it's almost certain we're going to be seeing Battlefield 6 on both generations of console, as it's not only been said by a well-known leaker, it also makes sense business-wise and gameplay-wise. I hope you enjoyed that, chat. If you do want to watch some more Battlefield content, on the left I point to a theory why Battlefield 6 may be set in Vietnam actually, and then on the right I put a compilation together recently of my top monthly Battlefield plays on console. But yeah, if you did enjoy, as I said, please do subscribe. It really helps me out as a small channel and I do appreciate it. As always though, thanks for watching, have a great day and peace out.